Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Emily, and as always, I'm here with Nick.
Hey everyone. Today, we're diving into a fun topic: how watching movies and TV shows can actually help you improve your English. This one's for all of you who love binge watching but also want to learn at the same time.
Exactly. Watching content in English isn't just entertainment, it's like a secret classroom. You get exposed to natural conversations, slang, pronunciation, and even cultural nuances that textbooks just can't teach you.
And the beauty is, you can pick something you already enjoy. If you love action movies, romantic comedies, or even documentaries, it all counts. You're learning vocabulary, sentence structures, and intonation without even realizing it.
Another great thing is context. When you hear a word in a show, you see it being used in a real-life situation. That makes it stick much better in your memory compared to memorizing a word from a list.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to use subtitles at first. Start with English subtitles, it helps connect spoken and written English. Then, as your listening improves, try turning them off to challenge yourself.
And here's a little pro tip. Try repeating some of the lines you hear. Mimic the actor's intonation, rhythm, and pronunciation. This is a kind of mini shadowing exercise, and it's super effective for speaking naturally.
Yeah, it's like learning English without feeling like you're studying. Plus, it makes learning fun and keeps you motivated.
And don't just stick to one genre. Mix it up: sitcoms, dramas, even reality shows. Different types of content expose you to different words, accents, and speaking speeds.
And the more you watch, the more your brain gets used to thinking in English. Eventually, you start recognizing phrases and expressions naturally, and speaking starts to feel easier.
Also, pay attention to cultural references, jokes, or idioms. They often come up in movies and shows, and understanding them is a huge part of becoming fluent.
And if you want to take it a step further, you can even pause and try to predict what the character might say next. It's a fun way to practice thinking in English and improves your listening and comprehension at the same time.
Exactly, Nick. And don't worry if you don't catch everything at first. Even hearing English repeatedly helps train your ear, and over time, your listening skills will naturally improve.
Plus, the repetition is key. Watching your favorite show multiple times can be a goldmine for vocabulary and pronunciation practice. You'll start noticing patterns in language usage and sentence structure.
And don't forget, enjoying the process is just as important as learning. When you're having fun, your brain absorbs information more efficiently.
So, next time you sit down for a movie night, remember, it's not just for entertainment, it's an opportunity to level up your English.
Right, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Even catching a few words or phrases each time is progress.
And that's why this method works so well for busy learners, because it fits naturally into your routine. You're learning while relaxing, without extra effort.
And if you really want to make it a learning session, try jotting down new words or expressions, then using them in your own sentences later. It really helps with retention.
Another tip is to focus on pronunciation and rhythm. English has its own flow, and hearing it in context helps you sound more natural when speaking.
And don't underestimate the power of repetition. Even if you only understand 50% of a movie at first, watching it multiple times gradually fills in the gaps.
The key is consistency. Making watching English content a regular habit, even for just 20 to 30 minutes a day, can make a huge difference over time.
And it's not just about words, it's about culture, humor, and expression. Watching content helps you understand how native speakers really communicate.
And the more you expose yourself, the more your brain starts thinking in English, which is the ultimate goal for fluency.
And the great thing is, you can start with something you already love. If you enjoy it, you're more likely to stick with it.
Exactly. So pick a show or a movie, pay attention to the language, repeat lines, and make it part of your daily learning routine. You'll notice improvement faster than you think.
And that's the beauty of learning English through movies and TV shows. It's fun, immersive, and effective.
And even if you only pick up a few words or phrases each time, it adds up. Over weeks and months, your vocabulary and confidence grow exponentially.
And don't forget, watching content is also a great way to practice listening to different accents, which helps in understanding English from around the world.
And the more you practice, the more natural it feels. Eventually, thinking and responding in English becomes easier.
And it's not just passive learning. You can actively engage by repeating phrases, imitating pronunciation, or summarizing scenes in your own words.
Exactly. That's the difference between just watching and actually learning while watching.
And the great part is, you can do this anywhere, on your commute, during breaks, or at home. It's flexible and fits into your lifestyle.
And over time, you'll find yourself understanding jokes, expressions, and nuances you never caught before. That's when you know your English is truly improving.
And it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Every movie or episode is a step forward in your English journey.
So even if it's just 10 minutes a day, it counts. Your brain is absorbing English, and your fluency is gradually building.
And the best part? You're having fun while learning. That's the secret to long-term motivation.
And the more enjoyable the process, the more likely you are to keep going, which is what really matters in language learning.
And it's not just about listening, it's also about speaking. Repeating lines and mimicking pronunciation trains your mouth and brain to produce English naturally.
And over time, you'll notice your speaking and listening skills improve together, making communication smoother and more confident.
And don't forget, you're also picking up cultural knowledge, which is just as important as vocabulary and grammar.
And all of this happens in a way that feels effortless because you're doing something you enjoy.
And that's why movies and TV shows are such a powerful tool for English learners. They combine fun, immersion, and real-world language exposure.
And even if you only understand parts of it, that's still progress. Every little bit adds up to big improvements over time.
And the best part? You don't need a teacher to start, you just need curiosity and consistency.
And as you keep going, you'll start noticing patterns, common phrases, and natural expressions that make your English sound more native.
And it's not about perfection, mistakes are part of the learning process. The important thing is staying engaged and enjoying the journey.
And the more you watch and practice, the more confident you become in your English skills.
And it's amazing how quickly you can improve when you combine fun with focused listening and repetition.
And the best part is, it fits into your daily life naturally. You're learning while enjoying yourself.
And that's the secret to making English learning sustainable and enjoyable.
And over time, this simple habit can lead to big improvements in listening, speaking, and overall fluency.
And it's a reminder that learning English doesn't have to be boring or stressful. It can be fun, immersive, and practical.
And by watching and engaging with content you enjoy, you're training your brain to think in English and speak more naturally.
And that's what makes movies and TV shows such a powerful tool for language learning: fun, engaging, and effective.
And that's the beauty of learning through media. It's enjoyable, flexible, and highly effective.
And as long as you keep watching, listening, and practicing, your English will continue to improve day by day.
And that's the beauty of learning through media. It's enjoyable, flexible, and highly effective.
And by incorporating this into your daily routine, you're creating a habit that will benefit your English for years to come.
And the more consistent you are, the faster you'll see results in both your listening and speaking skills.
And it's proof that learning English doesn't have to be complicated. You just need the right approach and a bit of curiosity.
And as you keep enjoying content in English, you'll start thinking in English, which is the ultimate goal for fluency.
And that's why we encourage everyone to turn their movie nights into learning opportunities.
And even small steps, repeated regularly, lead to significant improvements over time.
And with that, let's wrap up today's discussion on how watching movies and TV shows can boost your English skills.
Exactly, Emily. And it's not just about listening. When you watch movies or TV shows, you see how words are used in context, how emotions affect tone, and even the body language that accompanies certain expressions. This combination helps your brain connect language to real-life situations.
Right. And don't forget about subtitles. Starting with subtitles in your native language can help you understand the story, but the real magic happens when you switch to English subtitles, or even no subtitles at all. Your brain starts processing English directly, and that's when your comprehension really grows.
Another great thing about this method is repetition. Watching the same show or movie multiple times lets you notice new phrases, pronunciation nuances, and sentence structures you might have missed the first time. It's like a natural, immersive review session.
And here's a tip. Try shadowing lines from your favorite scenes. Pause, repeat, mimic the tone, rhythm, and emotion. You're practicing speaking and listening at the same time, which is incredibly effective for fluency.
Plus, the cultural insights are invaluable. Shows and movies often reveal slang, humor, and social etiquette that textbooks just don't cover. Understanding these subtleties can make your communication much more natural.
And don't worry about understanding everything at first. The goal is exposure and gradually improving. Even if you only catch a few words or phrases at first, your brain is training itself to process English in real contexts.
Absolutely. Over time, you'll notice that phrases you've heard on screen start popping up naturally in your speech, almost like your brain is learning without forcing it.
And this method makes learning fun. You're entertained while you learn, which keeps motivation high. The more enjoyable the experience, the more consistent you'll be in practicing.
So, whether it's a sitcom, drama, documentary, or even YouTube content, the key is active watching, pay attention, repeat, and try to imitate. That's how movies and shows become powerful tools for mastering English.
Exactly. The combination of enjoyment, context, repetition, and active participation creates a learning environment that's hard to replicate in traditional study methods.
And the best part? You can do this anytime, anywhere. Even a short episode or a movie scene can be a valuable practice session if you focus and repeat key phrases.
That's right. And gradually, you'll find yourself thinking in English more naturally, recognizing idioms, and understanding native speakers better. It's all about creating that immersive experience.
Remember, consistency is key. Watching a little bit every day adds up over time, and your comprehension, vocabulary, and pronunciation will improve without the process feeling like a chore.
And don't forget to mix it up. Watch different genres, accents, and speaking styles. That way, you'll expose yourself to a wider range of vocabulary, intonation patterns, and cultural expressions.
Exactly. Variety keeps your brain engaged and helps you adapt to different ways English is spoken. It's a very practical approach for anyone aiming for fluency.
And finally, enjoy the journey. Learning English through media should be fun, motivating, and rewarding. The more you enjoy it, the more natural your progress will feel.
Absolutely. So, start with your favorite shows, watch actively, repeat phrases, and let the language sink in. You'll be surprised at how quickly your listening and speaking skills improve.
That's a wrap for today's discussion. Remember, movies and TV shows are not just entertainment. They're a practical, engaging way to level up your English. Keep watching, keep learning, and keep enjoying the process.
And one more thing, Emily, don't just passively watch. Try to predict what characters might say next, or pause and summarize scenes in English. This forces your brain to actively process the language rather than just hearing it.
Exactly, Nick. And another tip is to keep a small notebook, or digital note of new words or phrases you hear. Jot down the context in which they are used, and maybe even try to use them in your own sentences later. It's a way of turning passive exposure into active learning.
Right. And sometimes, you can even mimic characters' speech patterns or accents. This doesn't just help with pronunciation, but also with intonation, rhythm, and natural flow of English.
And it's fun. Pretending to be a character while practicing can break the monotony of traditional studying. You're learning, but it doesn't feel like work.
Also, Emily, pay attention to idiomatic expressions and slang. Movies and shows are full of them, and they are often never in textbooks. Recognizing these phrases in context helps you sound more like a native speaker.
Definitely. And it's okay if you don't understand everything at first. Your brain is gradually getting used to the sounds, patterns, and structures. Over time, comprehension improves without you even noticing.
And one last idea, try discussing what you watched with a friend or language partner in English. Summarizing plots or sharing favorite scenes reinforces vocabulary and improves speaking confidence.
Absolutely. Interaction makes all the difference. The more you engage with the language, the faster you internalize it.
So, even short daily sessions with movies or shows, combined with active listening, shadowing, and note-taking, can have a huge impact on your fluency.
And the beauty of this method is that it adapts to your pace. You can watch a few minutes, or a whole episode, it all contributes to your language learning journey.
Exactly. It's about consistency, active engagement, and making the process enjoyable so that learning English becomes a natural part of your life.
And Nick, another great strategy is to use subtitles wisely. Start with subtitles in English to help you catch new words and phrases, then gradually try watching without them. It challenges your listening skills and forces your brain to rely on context.
That's a key point, Emily. Also, don't be afraid to rewind and replay scenes. Repetition reinforces memory and pronunciation. You'll notice patterns in speech and vocabulary that stick much better than one-time exposure.
And while watching, focus not just on words, but also on body language, gestures, and facial expressions. These cues help you understand meaning, tone, and emotion, skills that textbooks rarely teach.
Yes, Emily. And sometimes, mimicry works wonders. Try repeating lines exactly as the actors say them, paying attention to their intonation and rhythm. This shadowing technique really helps internalize natural speech patterns.
Also, it's important to vary your genres. Watching comedies, dramas, documentaries, or even talk shows exposes you to different vocabulary, accents, and speaking speeds.
And don't forget to note phrases that feel natural or fun to use. Later, try inserting them into your own conversations or writing. It makes learning more personal and practical.
Plus, watching with friends or in a study group can create discussion opportunities. You can analyze scenes together, debate characters' choices, or simply summarize in English.
And don't underestimate the power of repetition. Watching the same movie or episode multiple times lets you notice details and nuances that you missed the first time. Each viewing deepens your understanding and familiarity with expressions.
Exactly. Combining enjoyment with structured practice makes language learning much more effective.
Another tip is to actively engage with what you watch. Pause and try to predict what a character will say next, or summarize a scene in your own words. This active involvement helps reinforce comprehension and retention.
That's a great point, Nick. You can also create mini transcripts of key scenes, write down new phrases or sentences, then practice saying them aloud. It bridges listening, writing, and speaking skills all at once.
And don't underestimate the power of repetition. Watching the same movie or episode multiple times lets you notice details and nuances that you missed the first time. Each viewing deepens your understanding and familiarity with expressions.
Yes, and pairing this with spaced repetition apps for vocabulary can be powerful. When you hear a word in a movie and then review it later, it strengthens your memory.
Also, pay attention to pronunciation and intonation. Mimicking how actors stress certain words or use rhythm in sentences can improve your own fluency and make your speech sound more natural.
And remember, it's okay if you don't understand everything at first. The key is consistent exposure. Your brain gradually tunes into the sounds, patterns, and vocabulary, even subconsciously.
Finally, try to combine watching with other activities, like discussing the movie in English afterward or writing a short review. This reinforces comprehension and helps integrate new vocabulary into your active usage.
Exactly, Nick. The combination of listening, speaking, and active engagement makes movies and TV shows a rich resource for learning English effectively.
Another thing to consider is using subtitles strategically. Start with English subtitles if you need them, but try to gradually wean off them as your listening improves. This challenges your brain to rely more on auditory input.
Right, and you can also switch between English subtitles and no subtitles to test your comprehension. Sometimes hearing a phrase first and then seeing it written reinforces understanding.
It's also helpful to pick shows or movies that match your current level. Something too advanced can be frustrating, while something too easy might not challenge you enough. Finding that sweet spot keeps learning engaging.
Absolutely. And don't forget variety. Mixing genres exposes you to different accents, slang, and cultural references. A comedy might teach colloquial expressions, while a drama could introduce more formal speech.
You can also make learning social. Watch with friends who are also learning English and discuss scenes together. This adds a layer of active practice and makes the experience more interactive.
And keeping a small notebook or digital note for phrases and expressions you like helps. Later, you can review and practice them in your own sentences.
Over time, you'll notice your vocabulary, listening comprehension, and even speaking confidence improving, just from this enjoyable habit of watching movies and TV shows in English.
Another tip is to mimic the actor's pronunciation and intonation. Pause a scene and try repeating their lines exactly as they say them. This is similar to shadowing and really helps with natural rhythm and stress in English.
Yes. And don't worry about getting it perfect at first. The key is consistency. Doing this regularly will gradually make your speech more fluent and native-like.
Also, pay attention to cultural context. Sometimes expressions or jokes don't translate directly, so understanding the culture behind the language adds depth to your learning.
Subscribing to shows with transcripts can be a game changer too. You can read along while listening, which reinforces comprehension and helps you connect spoken and written forms of English.
And remember, it's okay to rewind and replay scenes. Repetition is actually a powerful tool in language learning. The more you hear and practice, the faster your brain internalizes the language.
Finally, try summarizing a scene in your own words after watching. It's an active way to practice speaking and ensures you're really processing what you hear, not just passively consuming it.
Another method is to focus on idiomatic expressions and slang that appear in movies and shows. These often don't show up in textbooks, but they are essential for sounding natural and understanding native speakers.
Right, and you can even create your own movie dictionary of phrases or words you find interesting or tricky. Writing them down and reviewing them regularly reinforces memory.
Don't forget about listening for connected speech too, how words blend together in natural conversation. Shows and films are full of examples of this, and picking up on it helps your listening and pronunciation simultaneously.
And try shadowing short clips. Repeat lines immediately after the characters, matching their pace, tone, and emotion. It might feel awkward at first, but over time, it trains your brain to produce English more fluidly.
Also, if you watch with subtitles, try alternating between having them on and off. Start with subtitles to understand context, then challenge yourself by turning them off to see how much you truly catch.
Finally, discuss what you watch with friends or online communities. Explaining scenes, characters, or jokes in your own words reinforces both comprehension and speaking skills.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. Remember, watching movies and TV shows isn't just entertainment, it's a powerful tool to boost your English skills, from vocabulary to pronunciation, and understanding natural speech.
Exactly. Make it a habit, enjoy the process, and don't stress about perfection. Every little bit of practice moves you closer to fluency.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode with more tips to make learning English fun and effective.